Mother Nature uses the color palette of white very seldom, which means when it's in a garden, and you think white is the absence of color. No, this stands out.
Oh, it's
like,
elegant.
Like a spotlight.
Yes.
And every garden needs that purity, a little bit of white. This is the crown jewel.
It is. Truly will be the crown jewel in your garden.
This is amazing. The plant that I am standing in back of is how many years old?
This is about third season. This is full maturity. So this, these crown jewel hardy gardenias, I want to start off by reiterating the part hardy in that title, because
gardenias were, if you looked at them wrong, they died.
Well,
in a lot of areas of the country.
Yeah, exactly. They're traditionally a tropical plant. But thank goodness for these breeders in North Carolina. They're like, that's not fair.
In North Carolina?
Yeah, they're like, I want more people in the country to be able to enjoy this. To me, it's my most favorite fragrance. It reminds me of my grandma Roberta, who we were just talking about. But they're like, I want more people to be able to enjoy them year round. They don't have to deal with them, dying over the winter. So this is probably the most winter hardy gardenia out there right now, and it's hardy down to -5.
Oh, that's amazing, because when I think of gardenia, I think very much of a southern plant.
Yeah, of California.
Deep South,
Yeah, somewhere very warm. And those gardenias are nice and all, but this is the new and improved. This is the newest, variety of gardenia available. So all of the issues have been,
taken care of.
Exactly,
That's
taken
beautiful.
care of.
Let me come over here.
Please.
This is what you're going to get.
Yeah.
And the plant you're going to receive has already been wintered
beautiful.
over already.
Yes, and you can see, there's all these little buds here. There's
this guy it wants to go.
He's trying to open up. Yeah, so your plants just
look at this.
Right out of the box will be ready to be put into the earth or into the container.
So now, again, what would you recommend? Because I love the idea of this in the ground by a back patio or
Absolutely.
deck.
I would recommend actually picking up 1 or 2 to soften the edges of your, the corners of your homes.
Okay.
And just to be able to plant them in the soil outside, not in a container. There's no problem with putting it in a container, but if you have the yard space, pick up a couple of these and plant them, put them in a place of prominence where your friends come over. They're going to steal a couple of these gardenias on the way out, because the fragrance is so heavenly.
And it's soft.
It's soft and
feminine
elegant.
Yes. And I love how you mentioned the corners of a house. Where we grew up in Indiana, it was very customary to put peonies, that's the state flower of Indiana.
My parents have peonies
on the corner. Or if you had a fireplace inside the house, it meant you had a brick chimney on the outside.
Right.
And you planted the peonies right outside of that, that fireplace.
Yes.
So, but to put them at the corners of a home really does create this wonderful fragrance that can be enjoyed
from
with
any
just the
aspect.
softness of a breeze.
Yes.
And the foliage is deep, rich,
and
waxy, polished green.
I'm so happy. Well, what you're seeing here, this is what you could expect at a full maturity plant. That's about 3 years old.
Okay.
They're going to grow into this beautiful sort of bushy mound, only 3 to 5 feet high and about the same width. Exactly, manageable. And you mentioned the foliage, Dan, and I'm so happy you did, because this plant is evergreen. So what that means, you're going to have beautiful blooms for about 4 to 5 months during the summer.
Okay.
And after those flowers go away, this foliage is going to stay this
glossy,
beautiful green all year round.
Yeah, again, it looks
even
polished.
in the snow. I know.
It's not polished, I guarantee you.
Yeah, this is Mother Nature. Just
4 to 5 months.
Court goes, I promise we didn't polish them.
Sometimes we polish a leaf if it's dirty, but look, these are rich, green, glossy leaves, and look at the beautiful flowers.
And they're true white.
4 to 5 months.
They're true
white.
Creamy, dreamy white, and these are all double flowered, meaning they have layers and layers of petals. So pick one off there.
We've had over 100 already.
Oh my gosh.
That are ordered. Oh, I get.
Are you taking, or you're taking? I know you're.
Oh, absolutely. But see,
so
for
then
me,
you put that
I'm going to take
I
it.
love. I didn't know that. So if you wear a flower behind your left ear, you're taken.
Yes.
If you wear a flower on your right ear,
you're available.
You're available. Okay.
Yep.
So
Hope Santiago is watching.
These rules are important.
This big plant. So this, like Steph said, is in its 3rd season.
Yes.
This is full size. So instead of a row of green hedges, plant these.
Yes, absolutely.
It's winter
at a price
hardy.
of under $30. And again, so many people, if you grew up in the Deep South, gardenias were just, that was
Oh,
mama's,
it's
that was
such a
mama's
southern
plant.
flower.
It
Such
is,
a southern.
absolutely.
Yeah.
The idea that you can grow a winter hardy gardenia in Wisconsin
Yes.
is unheard of.
It is, absolutely.
Down to minus.
-5.
That's
in the
below
foyer.
zero. Minus
Now, if
5
you put it in
degrees
a pot,
below zero.
that pot can be brought in.
Yeah, and then that way you have a house plant. I'd love to actually show you. That's a great transition.
How do they do, if you live in a cold weather climate,
Yep.
friends of mine in Wisconsin, how do they do in pots, in houses, in the winter?
Cool. Let's do step by step.
Okay.
So this is what you'll be receiving to your home just at the right time to plant these beautiful, healthy plants. Like we were showing you, they already have full of buds. I mean, they're loaded with roots. So you're going to dig a hole, about 4 inches deep.
Right.
You're going to pack it in. Let's say this is your container.
And by the way, go with a big container.
Yeah, because these guys
Give it room
can
to
get
breathe.
big.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Give it room to stretch.
And then you're going to water it in. Well, let me grab my watering can.
and your new fertilizer is
Thank you. I was
absolutely
going to say,
amazing.
absolutely use the Bounty.
You know what? You won't do the shameless plug. I will.
No, I was about to. You beat me to it. That's great. Thank you so much.
Because that stuff is, I am so impressed with it.
Yes. So from what we just planted, Dan, to what this cute little plant we have right here, this is about 2 months later. So let's say
Seriously?
this is just 2 months.
Oh, wow.
So let's say, you're asking about winter plants. If you want to bring this in at the end of the season,
Okay.
just
Bring it in.
bring it in, and it's going to stay alive and continue to just, brighten up your home during the cold winter months.
There's a certain purity in this plant.
Yep.
Over and beyond just that soft fragrance.
Where'd
And there is nothing like the fragrance of a gardenia.
We were talking about my grandmother Roberta of
Uh-huh.
Roberta Unique Gardens. She used to always wear the jungle gardenia perfume.
Okay.
So when I smell this, I'm immediately taken back to summers in Shelbyville, Indiana, hanging out with her, because it's
Shelbyville is such a great town too.
it's a cute little
It just-
Indiana town.
You know what? It's funny. When I was a youngster, couldn't wait to get out of Indiana.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Now you're starting to appreciate it. I hear you.
Be honest, I'd do anything to be back. It's just wonderful. And this is lush and green and thick. And again, look how waxy these leaves are.
Yeah, and
how they almost look polished.
And they will look that beautiful 12 months out of the
Nice.
year.
That's actually why the crown jewel is the crown jewel. There were a few other winter hardy gardenias out there in the past, but the problem with those was they would get really leggy and they wouldn't fill in.
Okay.
But this gardenia, the crown jewel, what makes it such an exceptional outdoor shrub is the fact that it has this dense foliage that is beautiful with pristine, shiny, glossy foliage, and then the flower.
Devin, I got to tell you, one of the things about gardening that I appreciate as an older man, when I was younger, I didn't understand, mom on her hands and knees digging in the dirt.
Right.
The science involved. There are countless numbers of people across the globe that are using this knowledge to blend Mother Nature along with science.
Yes.
This is
to
high-tech
give us-
gardening.
Yes, to give us more than we ever had
And
before.
so that we can have the best. And that's what we're bringing here to QVC is the best gardenia, the best of whatever
and
it is.
defines our time right now.
Absolutely.
And those plants that are in our backyards and our plants that are in our front yards define
Yeah.
who we are and what we want the future to be.
Yep.
So when I see two young people like yourselves, Devin, Stephanie, impassioned by this gardening, then old guys like Court and I feel like the world's going to be okay. We're going to be all right.
The world's going to be okay.
Yep.
These hardy gardenias, they're so beautiful and elegant. And nothing can go wrong.